All right, good afternoon, everyone. Yes, put on a little lipstick. I was looking a little pale. All right, let's check this out right now. We are 3 minutes away from the Fed coming out with their little Cliff Notes version of what is going on with the market. So let me get this all set up. I need to, all right, there, this up here. All right. So I did wait to go live today because of the Fed meeting, right? This is a huge meeting. We've had all of, we've had Christine Lagarde come out and say we need to be aggressive with the markets. Let's make this a 4-screen layout, and going to put the SPY down below. All right, it's going to take a second. Alrighty. So let's get this party started in here. You might see a yellow line that I did put on my Q's chart right here. Big volume level to watch today. Big volume level. We are not too far away from the 4 EMA. That's up here at 283.78. All right, let's put up the SPY over here. I had some SPY levels as well. Are they all going to change? I didn't mean to do that. Shucks. That's okay. We'll put SPY on the left and Q's on the right here so we can watch them together, hand in hand. A little slower because when I'm live streaming, it tends to be just a little slow. So let me go here. All this stuff that was on here. Sounds like there's some people outside playing basketball. I do have Yellowstone National Park up in the background. My hearts go out to everybody that lives there. The streets are going to be shut down probably for a fair amount of the season because of the flooding that is going on. We'll also look at what is going on with Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is hopping around as well. Did I just go? Okay, go here, edit. Bet you there are a lot of people that are chatting right now. This is huge stuff that's going on. Beautiful. All right, we have Evergrande that's due to be delisted tomorrow. And so right now, here's our 24 hours and our 24 hours, 15 minutes on the SPY. And that'll be cool. Let's put this up over here. Let's go back one step here. What did I do? Oh, this one. Whoop. Just got a notification that SPXX is dropping down. You can hear the sirens in the background. We now have roughly 3 to 5 sirens a day up here. It sounds like Washington, D.C. It did not used to sound like that. All right, so Lagarde was active. Let's see. Let's refresh this. 2 o'clock. What is it? What are they going to post there? Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. 1.75, 0.75%. Okay, well, they were talking about we're not going to do 0.75%. Well, guess what? According to this, you guys are. It was projected to be 0.5%, and now we're at 1.75. How is the market going to like this? Well, it looks like the SPY, we are already dropping down. We had a major run up right here, 15-minute 161 EMA. And now we're starting to see a bit of more of a correction. Here's what we have to remember, right? All right, we've been preparing for this, trading all of this. And what we need to remember is that right now, there's the saying, don't fight the Fed, right? You don't want to fight the Fed. Why? Because the Fed is in control of expanding or contracting the market. When we look at the SPY on the big picture, for the big picture of the last year, let's make this a big screen and we will make it a big picture vision so you guys can see it on the monthly chart, right? Get rid of that yellow line, a couple yellow lines there. Take some time with everything streaming. All right. So we had this massive run up. This was the Fed. They used all of their tools possible to be able to expand the market. They cut the interest rates. They went ahead and they bought back securities. They cut the Federal Reserve requirements down to 0. And there's no interest on reserves because they weren't required to pay them. Well, that was stimulus, stimulus, stimulus. They were buying back big time. They were buying back 60 all the way up to 120 billion a month. That was last year. Starting in March, they started buying 120 billion a month. Well, that was all propping it up and stimulating the economy. Now in January, oh, we're going to start tightening. We're going to start tightening. We're going to start tightening all the way through until September. We have to be aggressive. We're raising interest rates. We are also going to slow down the buying back of securities, maybe even stop altogether. This means that they are really trying to take money out of the economy, out of people's pockets, slow this growth down. Well, right away, it is affecting the market, right? When we look at it on the 1 month chart, we are now in a 6-month downward trend. Get rid of this puppy right here. We don't need that. We are below last month. When we look, we're at 376.54. Over here, February 1st, we opened at 373. Right here, January, we opened at 375.31 for 2021. So now we're looking at this. Hey, we have pretty much wiped out all of last year's gains, right? Zoom back in, look at it on a 45-minute chart. So what do we have going on? I've got some volume profiles put up on here. Well, we came up, we've hit, this was you guys know, every morning, 8:15, I am live. I am streaming my watch list as I create it. And we had some nice levels to watch. I did give pretty wide levels today because of FOMC. I didn't want people to get hurt and wanted a definitive movement. We had a little move up, 1 point up to roughly 380. And now we're starting to break down. Are we going to break below 372? That's my level that I'm looking at. Bearish below level right here. This is the volume from the beginning open on the 10th of June. So let's see, where is the majority of volume? Where is it? Still down here. If we break below 373.75, yeah, it's a higher rate hike than what was expected. So it's going to affect the bottom lines of many businesses. Now let's check out the banks. Let's check out XLF, see how XLF is performing. Right now, XLF is moving to the downside as well. Let's check out Bank of America. What's going on with Bank of America? Bank of America had a little run up, ran up to 32.17, a low of 31.66. If this goes below 31.60, I think we're likely going to see a bigger move to the downside here as well. All right. Now, as far as what I had for the day, I had NEO. If we break above 1940, could have a nice move there. We did have a nice 57-cent move to the upside and a little move to the downside earlier. Likely with the markets moving to the downside, we will likely see that there will be sympathy trades, right? Amazon has recorrected a little bit. There was big volume. The biggest volume right after the split was right up here at 122 this day. So as long as we stay below 122 right there, that resistance area, I'm going to be bearish on Amazon. If we break down below the low, I always come back to the fact that Jeff Bezos said, I can see Amazon going bankrupt, right? He knows about the inside of the company. For him to say that he could see his own company going bankrupt, I believe that it could easily go bankrupt when the CEO will say that, right? EDU today was also on my list for a watch to go to the upside or downside. Well, we have strong resistance at 23.22. Look at that all day. A nice move down to 21, right? Open. Are we going to see that continuation and fill it all the way back down? Look at how it likes to hug the 161 EMA here. Bounce up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days, and it came back down. This is now our 5th day. 1, 2, 3, 4th day. Are we going to pull back down, maybe down to 20 or all the way down? Yeah, SPY is definitely moving down. We will see how low we will go. When we look at it in the bigger picture, we can see that, in my opinion, we're going to head down to the 320s and then maybe even all the way down to 280, 250. When we look back at the sell-offs that happened, let's look at a 3-month chart, right? We look back at the times of, this one goes all the way back to 93. So let's look at 2007, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 3-month candles. That's 18 months to the downside. So right now we are just in 1, 2. It did wipe out 6 years in this 18-month period. If we were to wipe out 6 years, we're going to go back to 2016 all the way down to 181. I think that's too aggressive to the downside. However, we might see that this could really happen, into the future if we start to have a major recession, depression. These are the annual charts right here. So next level down would be 323.54 and then down to 245, which sort of comes right to this volume weighted anchor price of the support found back in October of 2011. All right, let's look at some cryptos as well right here. So are we going to see a bigger crash? In my opinion, yes. I think we could very well see, we have the Binance, right? Let's pull up Bitcoin. Bitcoin tends to somewhat also lead. Look at this 3-month chart. That is not pretty, is it? You want to be in that going long? I hope that if you had Bitcoin, if you're a holder, that you had gotten in here and you still have profit. For those people that have bought basically since 20,000, ouch, right? What happened to Bitcoin? Well, there was a sell-off. I think part of what's happening with Bitcoin is the fact that Binance is ending their USDT rolling contracts, right? So when we look at this, we are going to see that they are going to be using BUSD instead of USD, right? And when I think of Bitcoin, I think of people converting it over into USD. Sorry, it's taking a second to load. So Bitcoin futures are going to be canceled when? Friday, right? At 0900 UTC. So on Friday, I think we're likely going to continue to see a sell-off until Friday at 9 UTC. That's my opinion personally. And so I think we're going to see a downward turn in Bitcoin. I think we're going to see a downward turn in the market. We also have Evergrande that is due to, let's see here, I posted earlier too. We have Evergrande that is due to be delisted from certain indexes at the price of 0. So that's like they're being delisted completely, right? They're going, due to the ongoing suspension in trading China Evergrande Group, the following treatment will be applied to the following indexes. So we have 3 Goldman Sachs ones, Paris-aligned emerging market groups that are going to be delisting Evergrande, basically just taking it off as a full loss for their positions. So we have this happening, and this is due to happen tomorrow, right? The 16th. So let's go over here. Let's see, largest investors from the largest investors in Evergrande. Largest American investors in Evergrande. These are going to be the ones that are most heavily hit, right? There we go. BlackRock, UBS, HSBC, and Ashmore Group held more than 1.3 billion of Evergrande's international bonds. So how much of that money, where else was that money, right? Was that set up? We had the top 4 real estate investors that have real estate developers, in China defaulting. Envision what happened with the defaults of 2007, 2008. Crazy, right? I was actually in the mortgage business at that time and saw it all implode. I've had impeccable timing. I got my Series 7, worked in a brokerage office when? 2000 with the dot-com bubble implosion. I started working in real estate and mortgages. Hey, mortgage market meltdown, right? So now back into the stock market meltdown about to happen again. 2 times of seeing this happening, setting itself up, prepared for it. I hope you are too. When you have the top 4 in the real estate developers of the world, basically, defaulting, that's going to create a ripple effect around the world. Because how many retirement companies took money and put it over into China, into the Chinese growth, right? They took US dollars, retirement dollars, into people's 401ks, and they started investing them over in China. Let's check out and see what's going on with FXI. FXI is also the Chinese index, ETF. 3-month chart, let's pull it back to a 24-hour chart. So right now, we haven't seen that bad of a drop. February, we did. February down here. That's when a lot of things were happening over there with lockdowns. We just hit our 161 EMA here. We're definitely off the highs of $54, almost down 50%. Let's check it, pull it back even on a bigger picture. Let's look at a 5-year chart and see. So 5-year chart, we are well below the average, I'd say midline, right? I'd say roughly midline's right here, 38. And we've come down 28 points and up to 54, double top there. We started to sell off. Right now, in my opinion, good time to be in a cash position or also potentially own some metals. The market right now, as far as jumping in, I personally would not be jumping into stocks at the moment because I feel like there's more downside to come. With the Fed tightening, saying that they're going to tighten for the next 3 months, we will likely continue to see further downward turn at least through the end of the summer. As they also say, sell in May and go away. Maybe that's going to be continued heavy selling pressure. Maybe we're going to start to see as well. I just posted this. It is a crypto hedge fund, but probably one of many funds that's going to start to say, hey, we are going insolvent. We don't have this money now, right? Whether it's a crypto hedge fund or a stock hedge fund manager, we have been in a huge bull market at least since 2020, right? March of 2020, but really since 2018, we have seen a bigger move to the upside, even 2009, right? So if we go back and we say 13 years to the long side for those newer hedge fund managers that might have had just a couple of off years, this is the crucial time where they need to be aware of their bottom line, their insolvency, how many margin calls are going to be going out there. Any stock that drops below $5 is typically dumped by a hedge fund or a mutual fund because they're not allowed to hold them many times because they are considered a penny stock and too risky. So keep that in mind. If you have holdings that you might see being depreciated down in value closer to $5, you might want to be aware of that. All right, do you guys have any questions? If you like the live stream, hit the like button. Let's check out Ethereum as well. Ethereum, I put it on the other chart over there. If we look at it on the weekly, we have right here 976 and then a bigger drop down to 669. So be aware if we drop below really this level right here, 960, I think we could be seeing a bigger drop down to 700 on Ethereum. And right now we have some heavier selling pressure. Even, let's go back here from the bottom of the run. Let's call this the bottom of the run right over here, right? October of 2020. We are below the point of control on that. Let's look at Bitcoin as well. Let's do the same. October 5th of 2020. Map out that volume profile. March, go October 5th. When you become below the heaviest traded point, which we are as well, that's 33,000. When you go below the heaviest traded point, where the most volume has been traded, to me, that's an indication we are below the heaviest selling point, right? It was a battle of buyers or sellers. When you're below that, to me, the sellers are winning. When you're above it, the buyers are winning, right? The buyers are continuing to have that strength to pull it up even higher. They're supporting it on the way up. When it's going down, the bears are pushing it on the way down. Yes, Terry, it is. Let's look at let's go to my favorite list over here, which is still, in perspective, it is still feeling the pain with the downward turn. And with Bitcoin, with XRP, you can see that this really had a resistance support level over here, 27. Let's throw a little horizontal line on there. Right there. Came down, tested it, bounced up, came down. We could very well be coming back down to 27 cents. Whoops, not what I meant to do, but I just learned something by accident. I wanted to get rid of this line right here. Right? And we have a resistance level right here on our weekly charts, right? We also have, let's do this. We've dropped below this weekly resistance support level. So we've broken that. So my next level to look for would be roughly that 27 cents area right here. And we'll see. We are in a downward wedge. This is an old chart right here. Let's see. I had done that. Get rid of this. Definitely in a downward wedge on the weekly chart right now. And some support levels to watch, right? This, pull this over here. Right there. Whoop. There we go. Right? So is this going to be like this week right here, where we bounced off of this lower trend line? This could happen, right? Maybe there's people with the delisting of the USDT rolling contract on Binance. I think there's two different outcomes. One potential outcome for the crypto space is people panic. They go USDT, then they transfer that over to their bank accounts as USD, and they take it out of crypto altogether. The other alternative is that they say, okay, Bitcoin's going down. I'm going to roll my profits into different cryptos. And so we might see that we're going to have that crypto move over, that value move over into other cryptos, right? That are potentially touted as having value, right? We do have the Xrp lawsuit that is going on. I was just reading about or I just posted about it too, I think. The documents that the SEC is having to produce 10 pages of documents. Nope, where was it? Here's, unfortunately, Yellowstone. Okay, here it is, right? That the XRP court orders the SEC to provide to the court by June 16th, so that is tomorrow, 10 additional documents for in-camera review to assist the court with its decision regarding the SEC's claim of attorney-client privilege in connection with the Hinman speech. So how soon is this going to be determined? Maybe it'll be determined as quickly as tomorrow. Maybe it'll be determined as Friday. And maybe we'll have just a buy off of this downward support on the weekly chart. Maybe we're going to end this week up above 35 cents. Couldn't tell you the future. The crystal ball's a little cloudy. But we do have some potentials in the ones that I love personally. I love XLM as well. A nice one. Let me bring this back to 2 over here. So we've got XLM over here on the weekly. Check out the SPY. Nice meltdown down to 373. Look at that. Let's throw a volume profile on the SPY for today as well. We'll do 2. We'll do the volume profile, which I like to see where the point of control is. All right, point of control 377.21. And let's also put on an anchored VWAP. Awesome creation by Brian Shannon, great guy. And that's showing 377.22, same level as the volume weighted anchor price. What's cool is here you can see once it dropped, it came and it tested it. And I do like, we are below it, right? So I would say likely we had a 1, 2, well, maybe more like, 1, 2. Usually it's a 1, 2, 3, but it looks more like a 1, 2, 3 to the downside over here. Pull this back up over here. Let's check out what's going on with the Qs. Let's do the same thing. Let's throw on the volume profile. And, all right, already had a very big level right there today. Let's throw on our volume weighted anchor price right here, 280, right? And volume profile, look at how we're hitting that 161 EMA. Same level for that. Oh no, a bit higher, excuse me, 280.40. All right, guys, you have any questions before I wrap it up for today? A little quick video. If you have questions, you want to join me live for my live stream in the morning, come on over, sign up as a member on my YouTube channel. And if you want to learn more about the dark pools, hey, here's a little hint. That's what this was, at 280.60. Dark pool print today. All right, so watch that level. Keep that in mind as the Qs are moving today. All right. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Carpe Profit sees those profits one trade at a time.